Hello! Welcome to my AMC Fun Engagement Day today. I am Sylvia Gore, your AMC Business Consultant. I am here today again to share with you on the insights of the AMC Premium Cooking System and how it can actually bring you healthier cooking through temperature, the right temperature of cooking, through the system where it is going to save you energy, save you money, and save you the environment as well. So what I am going to do today is I am going to pan fry a piece of fish fillet. So pan fry a piece of fish fillet, alright? Now fish fillet is a very common dish in our Asian cooking. It's a very common dish, but a lot of people is having difficulty to pan fry fish fillet using stainless steel pan. So the secret lies in the cooking temperature. Now, how much do you have to preheat the pan in order to sear or pan fry a piece of fish fillet? Now, without further ado, let me just turn on the heat. I am turning on here level 4 heat on our AMC cooking Naviginho, the Naviginho stove, and I am using here a 24 centimeter hot pan which has a removable handle, which is very easy for storage. Welcome to those of you who have just come in. Thank you very much for your support. Now what I have done here is I am preheating the pan at level 4 heat up to, now let me just set my audio term up to 50 degrees Celsius, or in our AMC terminology it is called the meat window. Okay, I'll bring this to you so that you can have a look. This is the meat window. The symbol is like a piece of steak. So in the AMC terminology, it's very easy to remember. There are only a few functions or a few temperature, which is good temperature to govern all of our cooking. Alright, so pan frying a piece of fish fillet. I have a piece of red snapper here. Red snapper is about 230 grams. Red snapper. So what I've done is I have just marinated it with very simple ingredients. I like to have my ingredients fresh, but with very little seasoning, just to make it, just to bring out the good taste of all our ingredients. Alright, so just a little bit of salt, just a little bit of white pepper, and I have sprinkled it with a little bit of lemongrass powder. Alright, so this is very simple marinade. Okay, I like it to be simple because when we are pan frying, we are actually bringing up the temperature of the pan to a 50 degrees Celsius. Alright, in our AMC cooking system, we are able to do it at 50 degrees Celsius when the environment of the pan is just 50 degrees Celsius. Alright, which is a very safe temperature, and yet we are able to do pan searing or pan frying at a very safe temperature without harming our body. Now, this is just a little bit of a research that I have done that pan frying generally, if you are not using an AMC cooking system which has an acetone base, this is what I'm going to show you here. Now, this is another pan which has an acetone base. The acetone base is able to absorb a lot of heat, okay, and it is dispersing it within the pot, within the pan, is dispersing it in a very gentle, slow but steady temperature. Okay, it absorbs heat very quickly using the acetone base. Hence why we are able to pan fry our fish at just 50 degrees Celsius. When we are preheating it at 50 degrees, we're able to pan sear. In comparison to, okay, back to a little bit of research that I have done. Generally, to brown a piece of fish, it will require 175 degrees Celsius, between 175 to 204 degrees Celsius. Alright, so there's a very high temperature that is required in order to brown our our ingredients. Okay, so if we are using the AMC cooking system, this is what we have to do. Okay, so very simple. Fact is that because the AMC cooking system has the acetone base, hence why we are able to do it within the pot like this, within the pan like this, and we are able to do pan searing. Right? It is very clean when you are doing it. It is easy to clean. It is safe temperature cooking for our body, because if I'm not sure if you have experienced before that if you eat a lot more deep frying food or pan frying food, sometimes your mouth will develop ulcer. So this is an indication that you have been having too much of food which is cooked at very high temperature. Okay, so in my understanding of cooking, especially after I have embarked on the AMC cooking system, I have come to realize that cooking temperature matters. It matters in bringing us health, in the sense that we do not create a lot of inflammation when we are eating our food. Choosing our ingredients is one thing, but the cooking temperature is a separate thing. Yeah? So there are two things which we will have to take care of when we are talking about healthy cooking. Right? Two things. Okay, so what I wanted to do here is really to stir fry some vegetables as well. So I'm going to add in some garlic to my pan. Okay, this is a 20 centimeter hot pan. Okay, I'm adding some garlic over here just to brown them. Now I will cover my pan. In case you're wondering, yeah, I haven't put in my handle yet. So I'll put in my handle here, and I'm going to preheat this pan with level 3 heat. Now today is not so much about automatic all the way, but sometimes when we cook we need to have manual heat as well, because we want that higher temperature in order to achieve a different result. Okay, so for this, when I want to brown my garlic here, I am setting my audio tone to the mid window as well, so that it will call me when it beeps. I will not miss the temperature, which is good or right for me to brown this garlic over here. Alright, so when we are waiting for this, what another ingredient that we need when we are pan frying fish, okay, we have to add some oil lah. Okay, pan frying, now this is up to 50 degrees Celsius already, or the mid window. So what I do is I'll just turn off my audio term. Now the wonder of having this model of audio term here, right, is that we do not have to remove it. So what we do is we remove the lid together with the audio term, right? And we want to add 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. Yeah. So 1 and 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. Okay. Just swirl the pan a little bit. At this point, the pan is actually very, very hot. Okay, you may see some smoke already. So what I'll do is I'll just add in my piece of fish. Just add in a piece of fish. So when I'm pan frying, this is what I do. I'll cover my lid so that the oil splatter doesn't go all over the place. Yeah. So this is a cleaner way of cooking, and I am going to reduce the heat to level 3 heat. So we preheat with level 4 heat, and we now reduce the heat to level 3 heat. And what I'm doing here is I will set it to mid window again. Now I will show you on my mobile phone because I do not want to lift up my lid here. So I'll show you on my mobile phone where I have my Cook and Go app, which I can see the display of my audio term clearly when I am having my mobile phone app here. Okay, simply switch on my Bluetooth, because this is Bluetooth connected. Alright, so I have 2 active audio term screens showing here. One is when I am preheating my pan with the garlic in, and another one is that I'm pan frying my fish, which now I have set it to the meat window or the stick window, right? And there is a symbol. Can you see the round symbol over here? That basically means turning point, or 90 degrees Celsius. So at 90 degrees Celsius, or in the AMC terminology, we call it the turning point. This is when it is ready for us to flip the fish over. So I will just turn off my audio term. And this is when I am ready to flip the fish over. I will use a thin spatula over here, a very thin spatula, so that it is easier for me to flip over, yeah? So you can see that the fish is nicely browned. Okay, it's nicely browned with just 2 tablespoons of oil needed. Okay, and I am setting this to the meat window again, because after I flip my fish over now, I can turn off the heat. I am turning my heat off, yeah. For a piece of fish fillet like this, I just need very minimal electricity when I am pan frying it, alright? You will be able to see that the temperature is creeping up pretty quickly now to 90 degrees Celsius again. Alright, so this is what I am seeing on my audio term over here. This is just a mirror of the audio term that I have set over here, okay? If I want to turn it off over here on my phone without touching the pan, I can do that too. Okay, so now my garlic pan with my garlic is heated up already, and my fish is also done. Alright, I'll turn off both. Okay, I have turned off the heat on my fish already. Now what I'm going to do here, I will turn off the heat of my garlic, which I have preheated this pan. I can manage both of these together simply because I am very confident with the temperature that I am using over here. Now just a little bit of oil over here to stir fry my vegetables with some garlic in the pan now. Okay, it browns very easily when you add the garlic first, because then the garlic moisture level is drawn by the pan heat very easily and very quickly. Alright, so I'm just going to cover this and let it be there, sit there to brown my garlic for a little while, and my fish is done. Alright, so at 90 degrees Celsius as well, I am pan frying the fish on the other side. Okay, if you want to take a look at the flip side of it. Alright, this is the fish. On the flip side of it, it has been browned to this kind of brownness as well, even when I do not have to turn my heat on. Right? Remember, I have turned off my heat. Okay, so I'll just put it onto my garnishing plate. Alright, so this is the pan fried fish that I have done within a very short time. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my garlic over here. So this garlic now is pretty much done. You can see that it is very nicely browned. Okay, so this is ready for my vegetables to go in. But my style is that I like to have this garlic crisp and brown, nicely garnished onto my vegetables later. So my practice is that I'll usually add it into a separate dish so that I can garnish it later. Okay, so I'll separate this out so that I can use this later on. Now, the first thing that I'm going to add in is my carrot, because carrot is a fat-soluble vegetable, which means it is good to have the carrot touching the oil a little bit so that it is easier for our body to absorb the good nutrients of the beta-carotene in carrot. Alright, so just let it touch the oil, a little bit of oil that we have added in earlier, and before I add in the vegetables. Right? Okay, so as much as we talk about not adding additional liquid into our vegetables to preserve its nutrients, what we really need here is just very minimal water. So I am adding 3 tablespoons of water as a general rule of thumb. 1, 2, 3. Now, cooking this way, you definitely, absolutely be able to cook your vegetables, retaining much of the nutrients. Now I want to cook the entire pan of my vegetables. So what I do is just turn on my Navigator to A, which is the automatic mode. I hooked up my audio term, turn it to the carrot window in my AMC terminology, and set this to cook for just 1 minute. Okay, so cooking this for 1 minute now. I do not want to have this over here. I want to leave it off the Navigator because the Navigator still has some residual heat, right? What I can do is I'll just put it aside so that it cools down, and then it will be easy for me to clean, right? Because when you are leaving it on the Navigator, there is still some residual heat and it continue to burn the oil, which makes it harder to clean later. So you see, pan frying like this, what I have done is there's a little bit of oil splatter, but that's okay because in comparison to ordinary pan, there will be a little bit of oil splatter. Use a good microfiber cloth like this and you're able to clean it with just one wipe. It's very easy to clean off your stove and your counter when you are pan frying fish with AMC Premium Cooking System. Alright, so cooking vegetables, why do I have to add like 3 tablespoons of water into these vegetables? Because as much as we do not need additional liquid which would dissolve the vitamins and the minerals of the vegetables and leach into the water, we need sufficient liquid or moisture within the pan so that we can cook everything to the softness, the tenderness that we want when we are biting and chewing our vegetables. Alright, so this will help us to digest all of these good vitamins and minerals from the vegetables properly in our body. Alright, when we are younger, we may be able to tolerate harder vegetables. We may be able to tolerate vegetables that are not cooked through so much, but as we grow older, our teeth starts to deteriorate a little bit. Our body starts to deteriorate a little bit. But what we really want is the absorption of good nutrients and into our body. So when we are cooking, it is important to cook vegetables to the tenderness that is easier for the body to digest. Right? So when this is done, we will just turn this off and turn the Navigator off. This is when our vegetables are ready. Vegetables will be nicely cooked, green and very sharp color, as you can see when we are cooking like this. With the right cooking temperature, everything is cooked very, very nicely. We do not have to watch over it It's just very simple when we are cooking. There is no fuss when we are cooking in the kitchen, be it cooking Asian or any other cuisine that you like. Alright, so this is how you can make very nice and nutritious vegetables that is good for the young or the old, alright? Because vegetables, not everybody likes vegetables, alright? But what we are doing here as a home cook is to ensure that our family members will eat healthily. So it's very contradicting. Sometimes I have the dilemma too initially when the family members are not well trained, or some of our friends are not well trained in the vegetables consumption, alright, that we want them to have. Because as much as we understand, we know that vegetables are very important for our well-being, general well-being and health, we want them to be able to enjoy as well. So when we are cooking vegetables with the right temperature like this, we will be able to encourage our family members to eat more vegetables, right? So a meal like this, it's simple. Even if you do not wish to have your carbohydrate, all right, you can have a very healthy, balanced diet as well, like this. Okay, so fish is done very easily. This is a good portion for 2 persons actually. Alright, so just drizzle it with a little bit of lime, like this. And there you go. We have very nice Asian green vegetables in pan-fried fish. Alright, so just add a little bit of garnishing, make it nice. And the fish is also very moisture when you do it this way, because you are pan frying it very quickly, retaining most of the moisture within the meat. It's very succulent. I'm not sure whether you would be interested to see the inside of the fish. Maybe I'll just show you. Alright, so this is how nice the fish is. It's succulent, it's juicy, and it is retaining most of the liquid, the goodness, collagen in your fish when you do it this way. Alright, so my sharing on pan frying fish and stir frying bok choy today with very little oil has come to an end today. I thank you, all of you. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Bok Choy. Apeng is here. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all your support. I look forward to see you again in my next episode, or maybe the next season. Okay, so I am Sylvia Go, your AMC business consultant from One Lazy Cook Facebook page. Follow me on my Facebook page, please. One Lazy Cook Facebook page, and One Lazy Cook by Sylvia Go YouTube channel. When this Facebook has expired within 30 days, right, I will be transferring this Facebook live video to my YouTube channel. So follow me, do follow me for more of my sharing. Thank you so much for coming here today, and I look forward to see you again so that I can share more with you. Bye-bye.